Okay, so one of my community posts just had a comment. I just wrote a comment on one of my one of the pictures where I said Knicks in five, mood Knicks in five, right? I think I had the picture of Jalen Brunson slaying the Goliath as David slaying the Goliath, Wemby, and the guy says, "Chill, you act like you won a championship." And this is where I think I need to I know I don't do live so much more, and those that watch me. Those that did no roll, but roll say what he say, and I don't know if anybody was keeping score. Like, I say what I say what I feel, and I'm pretty accurate on a lot of my basketball predictions, a lot of my NBA basketball predictions, and I try to make things from a educated, wide ranging of I have a wide range of perspective, eagle-eyed, hawk-eyed view of things, right? And yeah, so I predicted Knicks at 5. Now it's so funny, right? Because all of the prevailing wisdom was that the Knicks came out of an easy conference, right? We've been had this conversation so many fucking times, and that whoever came out the West was just gonna beat the brakes off the Knicks. Now the Knicks won the game one, right? A game where they played well. They didn't play well. Had a couple of I think they had 50 points. Yeah, we were down. We scored 51 points. Because we came out with a 14-7, so we had that first half. That second half of the first quarter until the halftime, until that point in the third quarter where San Antonio built a 14-point lead. The Knicks offense had just basically was a flying dead stick, right? It was pretty much a dead stick, and so you get to the second, basically from that point in the rest of the game, the Knicks scored I believe 54 points, and gave up 34 to San Antonio, right? So the Knicks came out and played what might be their worst game. The Knicks have shown that on San Antonio's defense they can put up a lot of buckets, and they can also, as you see, hold San Antonio's offense to under 100 points. So I want that clear, right? I want that clear. Yes, it's only one game. Yes, the Knicks need to come, and our perspective is foot to ass. But there's something when you have confidence. See, as I do my episodes of the Stoic Knicks fan, and as I did my episodes of the optimistic Knicks fan, I've never put it this way. I come with that aura where the Knicks and the Knicks fan need to learn what it is to have expectations again, to expect greatness, because I saw greatness in this roster, in this team, in this rebuild. I've been there step by step. I was on the ground fucking floor. I want people to understand this, my brothers. I was on the ground floor when we had hired David Fizdale, and I was like, what the fuck? The way, shout out to LB So Wavy. But the way you felt about Mike Brown, that's exactly how I felt about David Fizdale. And not that I didn't want the brother to, get his opportunity, but I didn't want him to be he's the guy that got fired from Memphis for getting into it with one of their better players. And that was Marc Gasol. Now, Marc Gasol had 2 more good years at best. After that, maybe even one, maybe even a half. But it's still, I didn't see it. I didn't see what, and the whole idea was they hired him because maybe he could, because LeBron liked him, and maybe he could attract free agents. And I just was off that bullshit. I was off that plan. So I want people to understand this. I was on the ground floor when the Knicks hit rock bottom, after we had traded Porzingis. And then, and look, we still was kind of swiddling our thumbs. There was word that they would hire Leon Rose and Worldwide West, right? Worldwide West has been in the picture, and they wanted him. They actually wanted him to be the president since the Phil Jackson, before we hired Phil Jackson. So remember, we're getting off the Phil Jackson era, right, where he did absolutely nothing. He drafted one fucking player that worked. That was Porzingis. And then Porzingis was injury prone and tore his knee up. And while he's rehabbing, decided, I don't want to be a Knick no more. And the Knicks said, you know what? Go play with Luka. And that thing with Luka didn't work out. I've been on this. So first of all, forever. I've been on this shit forever. So I can sit here and tell Knicks fans with great confidence to have expectations. Understand who I am. Okay, don't forget who I am. All right? I'm not some, just be happy to be here type of motherfucker. No, I'm a dude that has expectations. San Antonio got Wemby. They got Harper. Guys who in the future are going to be hell of a players. But it ain't their time right now. In all due respect, I respect them for getting this far. That was not a small task. Beating OKC, dethroning the champs. Maybe you did our work for us, right? We would have had to do it in this round. But you're not ready. They're not ready. And it proved. Okay? There's no reason why the Knicks, even other than not having home court advantage, because we didn't win 60 games like I expected. Like I expected the Knicks to win 60 games before the season. Now, could have done it, could have got close to the upper 50s. Instead, we got 53, and we had that 2-9 swing. You take that out, if we go 500, we are 56, 57 win team. Still don't have home court advantage, but no one. But see, the problem is, right? The Knicks are now doing what I expect them to do. That this is the longest winning streak in Knicks franchise history, and it's done in the playoffs. I don't think people understand how sick that is. They now have the second longest single game winning streak by an NBA team in the playoffs. So single season, not winning streaks that went from one season to the next, like where a team won a championship and then probably opened up winning. That'll count for longer actual win streaks in the playoffs. But for a single team, the only team that had a longer winning streak is the 2017 Golden State Warriors, who swept the Western Conference. Getting 4 games from a 61 San Antonio team where Kawhi Leonard got hurt in game 1. The only team. The only team. So it's the 2017 unbeatable Golden State Warriors. And that team, they won the first 15 games, and they won the first 3 games of the finals. Let Cleveland get an by the way, game 4, and then close it out. So that's where the Knicks, as a team, stand. That's where the Knicks, as a team, stand. With a team that had won 67 games and won 73 games the year before and added Kevin Durant. That's what the Knicks are. But let's go even further. You see, like I said, they swept the Western Conference. They swept the Western Conference, but they beat teams that won 100%. The Knicks played, and it's so funny because there were so many people that said, you guys are going to get knocked out in the first round. You guys are, This team is going to knock you out. That team is going to... Then once the Knicks absolutely dismantled their competition like we did, like we have, like we're doing, now you got, oh, that was easy competition. See, I don't take motherfuckers like that seriously. See, these are the people that wait to see what happens to form an opinion. And I know 53 years of Knicks not winning a championship, 20-something years of absolute franchise ineptitude, you know, having a flash in the pan here, one good season when you make the playoffs, maybe 3 years, the 3 years of the Melo era, making the playoffs and then being out for the last 4. The Phil Jackson era being a disaster. The Scott Layden eras. The Larry Brown hire being a disaster. That can lead people to believe that the Knicks are not going to do what they're doing. That could lead people to believe this is fool's gold. Even or come up with stupid, oh, the league is just pushing this team. Yeah, they're pushing us to beat everybody by 20 fucking points. They're pushing us to have a 12-game win streak with 11. Because that's what I want to get into too. Golden State, while as dominant as a team they were, did not have that high of a net rating. They were not blowing teams out every single game. And you want to tell me they're better teams? Okay, I probably will agree. The 61 San Antonio Spurs, even without Kawhi Leonard, were probably better than the teams in the Knicks played in the East. Even though, you know, for you guys that think, oh, one player makes a team this great, well, you take Kawhi Leonard off, who was a great player, right? No doubt. And then the Knicks played Joel Embiid. The Knicks played Donovan Mitchell. The Knicks played Tyrese Maxey. These are all NBA level players, or MVP level players, right? James Harden, you want to tell me Mobley is an all NBA level player. But okay, teams had flaws. Knicks exposed those flaws. San Antonio has flaws. The Knicks are exposing to San Antonio's flaws. These are great teams. And I want to say this: there really ain't no great teams. And I've even said OKC was no juggernaut. Yeah, it took another 60-win team to take them out. It took the French alien to take them out, but it also took a team effort. Right now, the Knicks are playing great team basketball. I don't have to slow down anything. What's your name? God damn it! Oh, the Big Valboski. Big Valboski. This is to you. This is to you. I don't have to slow anything down. Ladies, I'm not a lady. I'm a man. I'm King Speaks Bro. I don't have to slow a goddamn thing down. Okay? Hey, this is what happens. I vow to be a very interactive channel. And no matter how many followers I gain, I try to, you know, interact with as much as the people who comment and call in and subscribe as possible. Like, you know, if I expect support, when I get monetized, at the very least, I can reach out and speak and interact and you know, and I mean, you either like it or you don't. Oh my God, the creator's actually talking back. Yeah, I will. That's what my aim is, to get people to talk basketball, talk this NBA the way it's supposed to be, not the way these mind-numbing fools are leading you to. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this again. King Speaks Bro, on this channel, I don't wait to see what the popular narrative is to just go along with it. That's why everybody, all you guys are seeing, you know, came up with this ridiculous outlook that the Western Conference, whoever came out the Western Conference was going to automatically just sweep whoever came out the East. Even when it became clear that the New York Knicks was levels above the rest of the conference, you still felt, oh, whoever came out. Despite the fact, oh, well, let me just, I mean, you know, it is, these teams are piling up injuries going long series in the West. So even the competition that they face actually took more out of these teams in the war of attrition. I'm hearing people saying Wemby was tired. Yeah, of course he was. He just won 7 games after going 6 games. The Knicks had 4 games in 23 days, damn near a month. They played almost 1 game a week, which is funny because it was when the Knicks had 5 games in 8 nights around that in-season tournament, right? Well, one of them didn't even count in the standings. If they went 2-9, because a lot of teams got that little in-season rest, being that they weren't the teams in the in-season tournament championship, right? And they would get that one flexing game. They would get the one flexing game in the middle, and they were more well rested playing against the Knicks team that just had something to play for with that in-season tournament, which I think they need to reformat it. It's not the worst idea, but they need to reformat it, because it's not fair that the team that actually wins the cup gets nothing out of it but money, but then has to come back, play the regular schedule, and play teams that are rested. But that's another story. Well, guess what? The Knicks earned their rest by winning in 4, by sweeping the last 2 series. They earned their rest. They earned their rest. And they're a confident bunch. This team is on a mission. This team knows what it takes right now. They're staring history. They know what's at stake. Ending this 53-year drought. They know exactly what's at stake. They get to end a 53-year drought in the biggest city in the country, in one of the biggest, most proud basketball markets in the country. And with that comes an air of immortality for everybody that's on this roster. Everybody that will get a championship ring, from Jeremy Sohan to Tyler Kolek to Pacome Dadier to Karl-Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, and Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart in between, Mikal Bridges, Grand Theft Alvarado, don't forget Mitchell Robinson, Mohamed Diawara. Everybody on this roster knows what it is. They understand the assignment. And this Knicks fan who's believed in this team all along understands the assignment. The Knicks are no poor stepchild, happy to be here, lucky to be here. The Knicks have earned their way here. They have earned their way here. They earned that 1-0 advantage. They're going for a 2-0 advantage. Again, the Knicks are not just beating teams, they're taking souls. They're not just erasing deficits. With the I almost guarantee you the Knicks will not play as bad as they did in game 1. And they won that game by 10. They scored 105. So that means San Antonio, and right now the Knicks offensively and defensively are dominant right now. Dominant. We're not getting by. We're dominating teams. The last 12-game winning streak and 11, that's never been done even in the regular season. But I got to slow down. Nah, Big Balboski. And anybody else that got something to say. Nah. But I know very few people will watch this video while I ran it. Very few people. But people will see the community post. But don't worry.